Hello, my name is Mimi. I am a student in North Carolina in the United States. I think small boobs are great. I think they're fun, they're cute, they're sexy, they're feminine, they're womanly, they're everything that anyone has ever told you that they are not. I love having small boobs. I think something that really helps me embrace them is thinking about how it's just another aspect of diversity and the way that we all are different and have our own unique attributes and assets. I mean, if you think about a world where we all had the exact same body, the exact same hair, the exact same eyes, that would be so boring to me. And I really do think that beauty is diversity and variety is the spice of life. So having small boobs is just another aspect of that. So this might not make sense if you just listen to my last answer, but yes, I have, and of course I've struggled with my body just like almost all women do, unfortunately. And yeah, a big part of that has been my chest. I think that as soon as I kind of became aware of bodies, I got a lot of comments from mostly boys but also girls, just kind of policing my body and making comments about my body, you know, just as almost all women in our society do. But I think that stuck with me. Lots of like pancake comments. And even in my adult life, I had a man that I dated on the second date offer to get me a boob job. He said, if I paid for it, would you get a boob job? And I said, take me home because I'm not seeing you anymore. And yeah, no, that's done. So yeah, unfortunately, it is something that I have considered as an option. I think now if I ever start to go in that direction, thinking about how I need to change my body, I will just look up the negative side effects of breast enlargement surgery. There's something, I think it's called breast implant toxicity, and people get really sick and struggle for years and years. And it's just not worth it for me. You know, I think for some people, if they really have thought about it and that's what they want to do, you know, more power to you. But for me, I know if I were to do it, it would be the result of just years and years of negative messaging about having a flat chest as a woman. This hasn't happened for a while, but I think if it's a significant other, dump them immediately. I think if it's a friend, you need to consider whether or not that's going to be a good person to have in your life. My rule of thumb is that women's body should not be a topic of conversation. It's not something that a stranger can just come up to you and comment on, or a relative or a friend or a significant other. There's so much more to us than our bodies. Yet that's so common to have people come up and say, oh, look, your boobs are so small. Oh my goodness. You know, it's like, it's not that interesting. Let's talk about other things. So yeah, maybe just redirect them. But I think ultimately if it's someone who you don't think is going to be receptive to your comments, honestly ignore them and just know that you're hot and like walk away and don't even waste your time, because someone who is making comments in that way is probably not worth your time in the first place. There's so much you can do with small boobs and fashion. I love it. I'm wearing this like bustier top right now. I just think they're really classy and elegant, and I think you can pull off almost anything. Also, something that's been really empowering for me is wearing things that in the past I might have felt like I couldn't wear because of my small boobs, and then wearing them and owning it and realizing that it actually kind of works and it actually looks kind of amazing. Like, so for example, things like really deep v-necks. In the past I would have been like, no, like I'm gonna look like a child, but I wear them now and I'm like, this looks great with small boobs. Like, I kind of love it with small boobs. Even this top, you know, where it's like it's got little boob cups and like I don't completely fill it out, but I think it looks cute. So yeah, I think like deep v-necks and like lacy bralettes, you can do so many bralettes. It's just kind of realizing that you get to define beauty. You get to define sexuality. You get to define femininity. You know, femininity, beauty, all of these things really are an attitude more than they are a certain shape, you know, because that stuff is changing every couple years. Like what we consider beautiful and sexy, it's always changing. So I think at the end of the day, you just need to decide that you're beautiful and kind of own it. You can't put your worth in anyone else's hands. You also need to own, you know, who you are as a person and feel confident in that. And then I think that the rest will kind of follow. So yeah, that's about all. Thank you for listening. Bye.